Hey, everybody, this is Coach Carlos, and I'm with you today giving you a quick tip that you can implement tomorrow. This is quick tip number 22. If you want to see the other quick tips, just go to my YouTube channel and take a look at what we've been talking about in the previous weeks. These are just real quick tips that you can hear today that you can implement tomorrow. So, today's tip. Now, when I'm working with instructional teams, I like to help them identify three separate types of students. Now, before you go off on me, I'm not talking about ability grouping. What I am talking about is engagement grouping. I don't care what district you're in, what school you're in, what type of kids you're servicing. I guarantee you, after looking at your attendance data, your behavioral data, and your communication data, I can share with you and kind of break your students down into three categories. That would be your cream of the crop students, your core of the crop students, and then your concern of the crop students. I'll say that again. Your cream of the crop students, your core of the crop students, and your concern of the crop students. I'm not talking about ability grouping. I'm talking about engagement grouping. And why do I say it that way? Is because based on where students fall, it will drive the type of engagement strategies that you utilize with them. So let me give you some examples. Your cream of the crop students, these are your top of students who academically, they're your high flyers, they're your honor roll kids, they're they have this intrinsic motivation. They literally are saying, give me more, give me more, give me more. Well, these type of kids from an engagement standpoint, they need to be challenged. You already know that. But here's what sometimes I think many of us miss. They oftentimes need a dose of humility sprinkled in because they're such high flyers. They're so intensely focused. Their intrinsic motivation to them sometimes seems like, why doesn't everybody have this? They're loved by teachers. They're loved by their parents. Generally speaking, the administrators love them. They get all the perks. And sometimes, from an engagement standpoint, they do need to be challenged, yes, so they don't get bored, they don't disengage. But from an engagement standpoint, sometimes they need a very strategically targeted, compassionate dose of humility. Now, that may take the form of having them help some other students. That may take the form of being a little bit tougher on them, having some more tougher conversations with them. It could take a couple of different forms, but a different level of engagement. Now, your core of the crop students, these are your BC kids. These are the ones who are on the bubble. These are the ones who, for whatever reason, your culture fits their needs. Your classroom fits their needs. They pretty much make up your school culture. If there was a personality of your school culture, of your student culture, it would be these core of the crop kids. I'm not talking about ability grouping. I'm talking about engagement grouping. What type of engagement needs do they need? Well, they need relationship. They need to know, they need to continuously know that they're being affirmed, that they're being cared for, that they're connected. They're always looking for a place of connectedness, either in after-school programs, in the classroom, or in the school itself. They need relationship. They need hope, letting them know that you're going to be okay. Life is going to be great. We're preparing you to be great when you leave our building or when you leave my class. They need that engagement there. Then lastly, they need direction in terms of college, in terms of community college, in terms of the military, in terms of trade school. They need direction. That's where the hope comes from. Those core of the crop kids, because they can go either way. They could fall down or they could go higher. They're right on the bubble. And then lastly, we've got your cream of the crop students. I'm sorry, your cream of the crop was one, core of the crop was 2. Your third one is your concern of the crop. These are your kids who you know who you have a concern for. You might wake up thinking about them or go to bed thinking about them or trying not to think about them at all. These are your concern of the crop kids. These kids need relationship. Yes, they do. Don't turn your back on them. They need hope. Yes, they do. But above relationship and hope, they need resources. They may need a job. We're not just talking about ADD, ADHD. We're just not talking about SPED kids. We're talking about sometimes they may need employment. That might turn their life around. These concern of the crop kids may need a mentor. They need someone they might need somebody who will walk with them. They might need a good book. They might need you to take them to a great speakers conference. They might need you to help them get enrolled in the Boy Scouts. They might need a different level of engagement than your concern of the crop and your cream of the crop kids, right? Your concern of the crop kids need a different level of engagement, right? The concern of the crop kids need you to step up your relationship with them so they can have hope. But more importantly, they need resources. So once again, as I leave you, when you go in there tomorrow, think about where your kids are. Try to put them in these 3 engagement groups. Where does Bobby belong? Oh, he's my cream of the crop kid. Oh, where does Cindy belong? Oh, she's my core of the crop kid. Oh, but where does Tyrone belong? Oh, he's my concern of the crop kid. Doesn't make any of them bad, but it will help you identify their engagement needs, their social emotional needs. They need different things from us. And those who are the cream of the crop kids, we can't let them go, but they need a different level of engagement. Sometimes they just need a dosage of humility. The core of the crop kids, they just need that relationship that leads them to hope, but they need direction. They almost need a roadmap on how life is going to turn out for them so that when they get little trials and tribulations in their life, they don't go the other way because they already have a roadmap. But our concern of the crop kids, they need the relationship that leads to hope, but they need resources. They can't exist on the same thing that cream of the crop kids need or your core of the crop have for their engagement needs. So tomorrow when you get in there, just play that little game with yourself. Go down your student list and just put them in categories, engagement categories. Not ability grouping, engagement grouping. And ask yourself, can you engage all 3 levels of those kids? Can you engage cream of the crop kids? Can you engage at a healthy level, core of the crop kids? And can you give concern of the crop kids what they need? This is Coach Carlos. That's my research, and I'm sticking to it. Take this tip, implement it tomorrow. Be blessed and powerful.
Coach Carlos. Coach Carlos.